Many years ago, I explored a bunch of old Nintendo sites, and the reason I did it is because I just like the layout of a lot of old sites. Is it functionally better than the newer ones? No, but there's a lot more charm in it. These companies got away with doing a lot of just fun stuff with websites. Nowadays, it's very simplistic, and it's just, alright, here's the information you need, click it, boom, there it is. But it's not as, enjoyable to go through them. Now, should it be enjoyable to go through a website? No. But when it is, it's a big plus. So I wanted to do it for a lot more. I only did it for the Nintendo one, even though the next one I was thinking of doing was to be Pokemon. And one thing led to another, and I just never ended up making a Pokemon one. And here we are, many, many years later, finally looking at some old Pokemon websites. And starting off here, we have December 2nd, 1998. Now, this is the oldest website for Pokemon that I can get to work. Is there an older one? Maybe, but this is the oldest one I have access to. And unfortunately, a lot of it just doesn't load properly. There's only a few graphics that are actually loading, and some of them just are completely broken, like the the Pokemon World logo up here. And Pikachu and the Pikachu car that's down here. But outside of that, a lot of these just don't work as they're intended to be, which is a big bummer. It's fun to look through old text like this, but it's a lot more fun to look through the graphics and just be like, man, that's kind of funny looking. But sometimes there's some funny little text they have. So let's just check out what we can and see how far we can get to the site before it breaks. We'll just click Pokemon toys right away. Alright. This isn't really Pokemon toys. This is a survey. And yeah, let's do a survey. Why not? Pokemon is taking America by storm. Have you caught them all? Do you trade with your friends? Battle with your enemies? Take a quick poll and let us know. Do you own Pokemon? Yeah. If so, which version do you own? Both. Do you own a game link cable for your Game Boy? Unfortunately, I don't. I actually don't have an original link cable. It's very weird. I don't know how I never ended up buying one. I've never really had the need to grab one. How many Pokemon have you collected? 151. Wait a second. There's no 151! They're hiding it! One thing I want to quickly mention is, so I kind of like how they hide the 151. They're like, oh, there's actually a 151st one. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's awesome. But at the same time, why is 151 Mew? I know Mew's the one they want to hide, but why is Mewtwo 150 and Mew's 151? Couldn't they gone like, oh, you know what? Mew is 151, but we scientists in the Pokemon world are like, oh yeah, we discovered Mew after Mewtwo, after we see Mewtwo exist, so we're like, hey, we'll just switch the Pokedex. But these guys are like, nah, we're gonna keep Mewtwo right in front of Mew. So yeah, that's just a weird rant there on that, but whatever. We're just at the max because I'm a little bit of a Pokemon professional. Have you ever used the link? No, I have not used it to trade. Have you? Do your friends trade with other players? I don't know. I don't know what they do. I'm not them. How do you feel about the trading aspect of Pokemon? It's very important. Very important. I've done it so many times that I don't think I've done it once. Actually, I've done it so many times in not these Pokemon games, but these ones specifically, I've done it never. Have you ever used the link? Nope. Never. What are your 3 favorite Pokemon? I actually don't know what my 3 favorite Pokemon are for Gen 1. And I kind of like how it's just a big list like this, and it's actually organized by Pokedex. Now, I don't know if there's any errors in here on it, but I do remember it's always the starters starting with Bulbasaur, and then you got the Metapod and Kakuna lines of them. I don't know why I mentioned the middle one first as the line, but whatever. But this is very familiar, this order, so I'm gonna imagine this is correct. But I do Mewtwo is definitely one of my favorites in Generation 1. And so is Eevee, so we will find Eevee. And I'm pretty sure Eevee is towards the end here. Yep. And we'll just say Pikachu, so I don't have to sit here forever and think of it. Actually, Sandshrew. I think I like Sandshrew a little bit more than Pikachu. yeah, we'll say Sandtur just so it's, you know, not hitting Pikachu, because everyone's gonna hit Pikachu. So yeah, that's some, like, Gen 1 Pokemon I really like. What gender am I? I'm male. How old are you? I'm click here. That's my age. It's when they're like, obviously the target demographic was like, you know, kids of this age. But it's just like, it's so funny. It's like, if you're under 10, just hit the one button. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. You got your own specific ones. You're 17 to 20, 21 to 25, 25 to 30, and then more than 30. You know, we'll give them the right information. Now, at the time, how old was I? Not this old. Oh, I don't. This would have been like February 2nd of '99. I definitely wasn't any of these ages. That's a hint. So yeah, let's submit that. And this is the Nintendo website it redirected me to, and it redirected me specifically to November 5th of 2006. Now, I already did a Nintendo one. So I don't know why I'm back on here again. So yeah, let's get off the Nintendo one. Let's get back to the Pokemon one. Let's check out this Pikachu card. What's going on with this? And it's, oh, you can't accept email entries for this contest? That sucks. But yeah, I think that's it. It's not as fun without all the graphics. I don't know why it's so broken. I know it's an older website and they're broken, and a lot of the Nintendo ones were broken, but there was still enough graphics here to, like, have something, like, fun to look at. But it just sucks that a lot of these links just aren't working anymore. Pokemon Pikachu. Yeah, let's learn about Pikachu the Pokemon. Oh, so this is about the Pokemon Pikachu, the device. It's kind of like a Pokemon Tamagotchi. Now, I'm saying that as someone that never owned one, so I could be completely wrong with this, but I'm pretty sure it's just, you know, kind of the same thing, where it's just like, it probably runs on the same, like, 2032 battery, I'd imagine, and then, you know, saves to that, runs off that, and it's a very similar premise, just with Pikachu, but it could be a little bit better, a little bit worse, I don't know, and I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest, so I could be completely wrong. This thing could be, like, streaming 1080p videos in the 90s, and I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, let's buy the Pokemon Player's Guide. Oh, I guess we're not gonna be buying the Pokemon Player's Guide. And yeah, what about Pokemon Electric Tail? Just talking about buying the book, and yeah, not a lot of graphics. That kind of sucks. So yeah, that's all there really is on this website. I could read all the text, but I want to look at some funny graphics, so I'm going to move on to the next one. And here we are on March 1st, 2000. And the website definitely got updated quite a bit. The biggest part that I'm seeing here is all the assets are loaded. You've got Big Pikachu, Stadium, Burger King, Pokemon TCG, Charmander, that kind of looks like a Charmeleon because of the little spot on the back of his head, but Charmeleon is like more of a red than an orange. Unless like they changed Charmeleon later on, kind of like how they changed Salamence from Generation 3 to 4. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks weird seeing Charmeleon really orange like that, like Charmander orange. But anyhow, let's learn about the Toy Fair of 2000. What's going on here? Heck yeah! So I'm like picking up, like, I'm not fully reading any of these articles. I did on some of the Nintendo ones, I think, but you know, we gotta read this one. This one said heck yeah, and it has to be good. Wouldn't it be cool to grow up and find a job that lets you play with toys every day? Heck yeah! Every year, grown-ups lucky enough to work in the toy industry gather in New York City to show off their latest toy creations at Toy Fair. This year, Pokemon World popped into the Toy Fair to check out the latest, greatest Pokemon toys, and we were definitely not disappointed. It's Hasbro, yo! Maybe I gotta read this whole thing. Hasbro knows toys, like Team Rocket knows trickery. To get the masses hyped about their new toy line of Pokemon toys, Hasbro hosted a sneak Pikachu fashion show on the opening day of Toy Fair. The packed house was treated with slick commentary from Aaron Carter, kid brother of the Backstreet Boys, Nick Carter, as cute kids showed off their hottest new toys from Hasbro, Nintendo, Wizards of the Coast, and Tiger Electronics. Okay, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Why did they, Why am I looking at, like, Charmander's butt here? Charizard's butt. What's going on here? This port is used to plug your figurine into Pokemon Stadium. The Battle Stadium computer recognizes which Pokemon you have selected and provides the appropriate sound effects? What? Did that release? Is that a thing? Wait a second. No. No, wait. Is that a thing that actually released? I don't even remember that being a thing. I don't even remember. I don't even think I know that as a thing. I mean, they picked a really strange photo of Charizard to use, but I don't remember this ever being a thing. Yeah, okay, that's enough toys. Let's check out, like, the games. What do we got in the games here? So, like, we got red and blue, yellow, pinball, Snap, and Super Smash Bros. I got some downloads here. Let's check this out. Eventually it'll load, or maybe I didn't click it. No, it's just loading. Just give it a time. There we go. There we go. Official Pokemon full screen and tile desktop wallpaper. Full screen images are 800 by 600 tiles. Vary in size. Yeah, that's too big of a wallpaper. I can't download that. My internet service provider will not let me do it. It's too big. And if I do, I will be billed $20 million. That is too big of a file. I respect you guys giving us a pretty big file to download, but my internet provider, I can't download images that big. I can't do it. The bill will be too big. It's not worth it. Alright. Frequently asked questions. Yeah, I've always wondered about Pokemon Yellow. Like, what is up with Pokemon Yellow? Pokemon Yellow FAQs. Can I trade US Pokemon with Japanese Pokemon? No, the US version and Japanese version of Pokemon are not compatible. Do not connect the Game Link cable to your Game Boy system containing a different language version of Pokemon. Doing so may cause a loss of your save game data. So I'm pretty sure it's not may cause, I'm pretty sure it just causes it to completely flip out and break. I think the same happens for Gen 2 as well. Generation 3 onwards it works, but I guess in the 90s they didn't think that an American version a game and a Japanese version game would ever be in the same room to actually trade with each other. So, yeah. Yeah, that was a big oversight on their end when they're promoting trading with people, and then it just doesn't work. But it is what it is. Are there any new Pokemon in Pokemon Yellow version? All Pokemon in Yellow version can be found in Red and Blue versions, but the following Pokemon are not available in Yellow version. Ekans, Arbok, Weedle, Kakuna, Beedrill, Meowth, Persian, Jinx, Coughing, Wheezing, Lick the Buzz, Magmar. See, it's so weird. Like, you'd think like you're advertising like Pokemon Yellow or Special Pikachu Edition, and instead of saying, "Here's the Pokemon you can find in this game that you can't find in the others," they're just like, "Yeah, you can't find Ekans, Arbok, Weedle, Kakuna, Beedrill, Meowth, Persian, Jinx, Coughing, Wheezing, like the Buzz, and Magmar." I tried to say that with a straight face and I couldn't. I got the wheezing and I couldn't say it anymore. Oh, what else do we got? Let's check out these events. Pokemon 2000 Stadium Tour. Okay, right on. News? Oh, Sandshrew. What? Retirement? These figures are retired? Wait. Catch them while they're still available in stores. Hasbro will no longer make these collectible battle figures, Sandshrew, Poliwag, for the US market. Other new Pokemon figures will begin to appear in the Battle Figures 2-packs and 3-packs. If you're a big fan of number 27 Sandshrew or number 60 Poliwag, you'll be happy to know that these Pokemon will still be featured in the cartoon and in the Nintendo Game Boy games, as well as other Hasbro Pokemon toys. Thank goodness. Thank goodness they're keeping Sandshrew and Poliwag around. I thought they were just gonna, like, cut them out of Pokemon games. Now, I couldn't think of, like, Pokemon games ever removing Pokemon. I couldn't see it. It's like, Pokemon is the biggest thing in Pokemon. So, like, to have the next Pokemon game just remove Pokemon, I couldn't see it. They would never do that. Good thing we live in, like, 2000s right now. They would never do such a thing. So yeah, that's it for this. I spent a lot of time on this website, and there's plenty more to go through. So let's hop to the next one. And this is, boom, September 13th, 2001. It looks pretty similar to the other one, so I maybe not stick around on this one too long. But it features pretty much just all the same information it did before, or same layout as before, with some of the information remaining the same. But now it just has some new stuff added, mainly around Generation 2. And at this point, we have completely skipped over Gold and Silver and went straight to Crystal. I imagine they would be added to the games here. Yeah. So let's see, did the downloads change at all? I wasn't really paying attention. They may have added like one or two, but I'm not 100% on it. Frequently asked questions. No Pokemon Crystal frequently asked questions. But there is gold and, no Crystal, but there is gold and silver. Alright, we'll just look at the, oh my goodness, this is my Pokemon are sick. The game says they have the Pokevirus virus or something. What is this? You Pokemon. Okay, you Pokemon. You Pokemon. This is like talking to like. This is the game developers or the website developers. You know, talking to the Pokemon themselves. They're going. You Pokemon can get randomly. I can't even speak. I make fun of the fact that they had a typo, and then I completely butcher it. You Pokemon can randomly catch a cold. When this happens, your entire party will get sick. But this is a good thing. When they have this, all of their stats will be doubled. Your Pokemon will get better on their own in a few days. Oh, shiny! They're talking about shinies here. I have heard of a shiny or different colored Pokemon. What are they? These are extremely rare, with the exception of the red Gyarados, which everyone will encounter. They shine before they attack and have a special marking, 3 dots, next to the Pokemon's gender, symboled when stored in Bill's PC. Any Pokemon found in the wild can be specifically colored, but the chances of finding them are slim. Also, yeah, they're typos. It's not, wait. Okay, wait. So first off, okay, this is okay. So I'm already got a lot of information here. I got two things I need to cover. I'm always like talking and then reading something at the same time. So first, they're typos there, and then this. I guess they wanted to pre-order their copyright for 20,001. But anyhow, is Celebi in the game? Didn't the website literally just call itself Celebi? Like the fan website? That's kind of cool. I know it's not a reference to the site, but I'm like, that's kind of cool. Alright. Let's check out one more other page here before I hop into the next one. Episode guide. This is pretty good because it is like season 1. Oh, because I'm like, why they separate them? But you gotta like click them specifically so you can like, you know, there's not too much data loaded at once. The computer couldn't handle it. But anyhow, oh, look at them. Yeah, let's click that Pikachu, and it was a pop-up. Anyhow, we're gonna move on to the next one. We spent a lot of time here. And here we go to June 4th, 2002. Now, website has obviously changed quite a bit here. They no longer call it Pokemon World. It just does Pokemon.com now. But the sidebar is a little the same. But all this other information is completely different. So let's get this Game Boy Advance. And pop-up. Cool. Alright, let's check out this Ash toy instead then. Ash speaks 100 phrases. 100 phrases. I wonder if I were to find one of these, if the speaker would still work on it. If it would just be like completely like garbled where it's trying, but it's so broken. Or it actually just works. I'd imagine they're still, if they were kept in good condition, honestly, it'd probably work pretty fine. But yeah, that's that. That's pretty cool. What about games? And yeah, then it just goes back to like the old website. It doesn't go like back to it, but their layout is still the same. So there's not really much else to see there in the layout, unless movies is different. But I'd imagine movies is probably the same. Yeah, it is. But let's check out Mewtwo Returns. Mewtwo Returns gave me a white screen. Oh, wait a second. Just let me know about Warner Brothers Studios. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Can I go back, or did it open up a new tab? I think it opened up a new tab. It opened up a new tab. So, I'm going to move on to the next one here. This website doesn't really have a lot to offer like the other ones. Either just the links or pop-ups that don't load anything, or they just take me to another website, like the Warner Brothers website that didn't want to load properly. And if I click anything on the sidebar, it just takes me to the old layout that we've already kind of, you know, seen a bit. So I want to go to the future from here, just a little bit, and go to there. So moving on, this is the Warner Brothers Studios one we already looked at, because it opened up a new window. But here we are on November 21st, 2003. So Gen 3 is at the scene at this point, and so they have completely updated the website, and it does not want to load properly. Obviously, a lot of the other ones didn't want to load properly, but this one, I was having a lot of trouble with getting one that would work. And this is the best that I can get to work. It is funny, though, because we do get the little graphic down here. This loads, and it's kind of awesome. It goes... And the Latios comes by, and it's... And Latias comes... And then Salamence... And then Tailo comes like... I don't know why I love it. The little animation. It's so funny. But yeah, everything else just is stuck at 0%. These things, I attempted to click them in the past, and they just don't go to anything at all. The only thing that works is these articles. Because this website in particular, I was having trouble to, you know, getting it to load with stuff. But it's a good thing I found this one in particular, because we gotta check out this article, because Pokemon's got a backs here, and they have the scoop on the most secretive Pokemon ever. So we gotta get on that. We gotta see what's going on. See what the most secretive Pokemon ever is. Now Jirachi has been the most secretive Pokemon ever. Even to this day, nothing has been more secretive than Jirachi. And they know some vitals about Jirachi. Oh, it's a steel psychic Pokemon. Its ability is Serene Grace, which doubles its chances of stunning or poisoning the opposing Pokemon. Why do they mention poisoning? Like, okay, so Serene Grace just doubles the effects of their moves. So if it does like a 30% chance, it does like a 60% chance. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, at least in Gen 3. But I don't think they changed it. But anyhow, it's weird that they specify poisoning, because they're not wrong with it. But it's like, okay, the two moves I can think of that would poison with a chance would be like Sludge Bomb and Poison Sting. And I don't think Jirachi gets either of them. Like, it probably gets toxic. Everything got toxic. But, like, that's not, like, a percentage. That's not, like, a percentage-based thing. It's just, like, a percentage of the hit, yeah, but Serene Grace doesn't affect that. It's, like, the bonus effects of a move, like Sludge Bomb having the chance to poison, and so with, like, same with Poison Sting. And I don't think Jirachi gets either of them. Maybe it gets Sludge Bomb. I don't see it getting Poison Sting. But even then, it's just like... It's weird. Like they're not wrong, but it just... I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels a little weird that they're mentioning that. But they don't mention how to get Jirachi at all. Which is unfortunate, because I'll never know how to get Jirachi. Yeah, they don't want to mention it. And Ruffle, I don't know what that is, but it doesn't load. It doesn't load anything. Like, it loads like some of the stuff, but everything else just stays at 0. And what I meant about the website's not loading is, boom, this. The same thing, just without the icons here. A different ad though, and it's pretty cool because I definitely had that Pikachu growing up. I think that Pokedex, maybe not specifically that one, maybe one a little bit later, but this Pikachu I do 100% remember having. Obviously the image is so small, so maybe it was just like a different release of that Pikachu, but I do remember it being that Pikachu, or at least one that looked very, very similar. But yeah, unfortunately that's it for that, and you would think that, okay, the next website is going to be the DS era with Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and you'd be right, and you'd be like, oh, those websites gotta be awesome, and I wish I could tell you, but it doesn't load. So it apparently loaded something. It's 100% loaded, but it doesn't want to do anything else. That's it. This is June 15th, 2005, by the way, and it just doesn't want to do anything. And I would say, hey, I'm gonna move on to the next one, but this specific website, having this Diamond, Pearl, Platinum one, or at least this 05 website of Pokemon up, actually prevents my web browser's shortcut to go to the next tab. So I have to fix that and manually go to the next one. Manually going to the next one, this is February 27th, 2007. We have lost the loading bar and the text, and now it's just the background. Yeah, nothing else works here. This is 2 years after, and I couldn't find anything else in between that worked. Maybe there is, but there's so many of these archives that I couldn't find one that worked properly. And the next one after that, this is March 10th, 2009. Thankfully my shortcut worked on the other one, and this one, now there's not even the background, now it's just white. So this is like a 4-year gap of just nothing I can get to load. Maybe these specific days I'm clicking are wrong, but I tried to look for more days within this time frame, a little month, like a few days before, a few days after, a month before, a month after, early in the year, late in the year. I just could not get this to work. So unfortunately, I cannot get a Generation 4 error one to work. Kinda. And I'll get to that when I get to it. So I'm going to move on to the next one here. And boom. February 1st, 2011. This is the closest thing I can get to a Generation 4 era. And at this point, Heart Gold and Soul Silver would have hit the scene. So, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum had already released, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver is now the main game. And this one did work. I haven't really explored this one at all. It worked, and I'm just like, okay, it worked. So I'm thankful that it worked. So let's just see if we can go anywhere else from here. Okay, so Black and White is due. So this is the tail end of them. So did it Black and White? I don't know why I can't remember. March 6th. Oh yeah, that does make sense. So Black and White wouldn't? No, would've. Wait. Oh no, because the date just changed again. The January 20th, 2011. I should have taken these release dates down and remember them, but I'm guessing this would have been March 6th, 2011 as its release date, since the article says 2010. Even though, oh no, because this would have been in between. This would have been a month after the article post, but 2 months before this. So yeah, that does make sense. And like March 6th, 2011 does make sense as Black and White's release date, in America at least. Where else can we go from here? It's not as like fun. Like more stuff is loading, but it's just like, it's also just like, it's not as funny looking. We're looking a little bit more professional, but it is very, very, very nostalgic though, because I do remember surfing this website back in the day when it looked like this. What about like animation? Looks like episode guide. The other one had an episode guide, but what's the episode guide on this like? Oh, okay. So it's just episode guide. What do you watch after season 1? Oh, you watch season 2. What about after season 2, season 3? I was hoping it'd be like a specific episode, because I know the movies are weird. So I've never watched all of the anime in every single movie. And like the movies are canon, but they're not, but they are, because they just kind of like happen at some point throughout the story, but it's not specifically like, oh, it happens between episodes 38 and 39. But there's been people that have like made sense of it and be like, okay, you could watch it between here and here. But I guess they didn't want to confuse people, and they're just like, yeah, you could just watch it at any point between that. And for the most part, you can. Like, if you watch, like, obviously you can't watch the first movie before this. Like, yeah, you can, and this could be, like, after. But it's just, like, you know, if you're watching through Johto, and it's like, oh, I want to watch the first movie. Yeah, you could pick it up and just watch it then. It'd be perfectly fine. I can't speak for, like, the later movies, but, like, the Mewtwo one, definitely, you'd be fine. Like, the first Mewtwo Strikes Back. But, what else do we got here? What about news and events? These ones are always fun. Alright, so we got some Rangers news and, you know, GameStop, the shinies. And I do remember getting these, but I didn't get them from GameStop. I remember one day I was at home and I had just decided, you know what, I'm just going to hit Mystery Gift and see what happens. And then it was like, boom, shiny Entei. And I'm like, okay. But I didn't really think to, like, look it up. I was just like, oh, shiny Entei, that's cool. And then I didn't get the other two. But it was cool to have it, though, because I ended up being able to do... I think I brought it to Black and White to do the Zoroark thing, because I don't think you need all three of them for the Zoroark thing. I think you just need one of them, but... I don't know. It's been so long that I don't remember the full specifics on it. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's going to be any much fun stuff here. It is a bit more professional, but it's like in a good era. This is like, honestly, I think like the gold era of like websites for, you know, just fun stuff like Pokemon. Obviously, if you're like trying to do your taxes, you don't want to like surprise Pikachu, but like for like just, you know, a video game website or a video game company website, I think this is like a perfect level because it's creative where it's like you could go to where you want to go and everything's there, but at the same time it's still like visually interesting to look at. So this may be just like my favorite in terms of that. Granted, I'm a little bit biased because the other ones didn't properly load and this one is properly loading, but yeah. I'm gonna go online games. I guarantee this does not work. This is just not gonna work. It's gonna try and load something in Flash, and then it is going to proceed to not work. Like Snover's Desert Drop. Okay, wait, it's trying. Did it work? Oh, the leaderboards are still here, though. That's pretty cool. Oh, downloads. I didn't see that on the main page. We gotta click that. We gotta click that. We gotta click that. Downloads. Oh, some nice backgrounds. At least they preview these ones. The other one had a preview button, but I couldn't click it. Like 800 by 600 pixels. That's too big. Screensavers. Oh, wait, there's like 14 pages of them. Screensaver. I wonder if these are like... How do these work? Obviously they had to work with like Windows XP or maybe even like 7. I don't even know how to do like custom screensavers on Windows. It's not something I've really like messed around with. I'm just like... Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these aren't gonna load, but... Man, the sucks this doesn't load. The game is probably archived. I just don't have Flash installed, so I'm assuming this is a Flash-based game, and it's trying to load it, and obviously it's just not loading. I don't know what this Ruffle thing is. I don't know if it's like an alternative to Flash, or load Flash applications, or Ruffle's something that they used. I don't know. I keep seeing it show up, and I would have looked it up beforehand, but I was like too busy not knowing it existed. The only thing I assume Ruffle with is like Ruffle chips. So seeing this Ruffle thing loading, I'm like, ooh, what is this? So I'll probably look into it after and see what's going on, and maybe I can like, you know, check out these Flash games another time. But I'm assuming they're Flash games, but check out these like online Pokemon games at a different time. But unfortunately, yeah, they're not. Nothing's gonna load here, like at all. Same with this. Now I do gotta mention, every time I click these, the date does jump up and down, so it's not specifically the exact same day. Sometimes it goes back a month, because it's based off whatever's archived. And yeah, so Ruffle must be whatever they're using, and then Flash, or... I don't really know, but whatever it is, it's not loading. But I am gonna go on to the next one, and honestly, this is really pretty much it, because moving on to the next one, this is December 30th, 2012, and it's pretty much the same thing, but they did switch the icons to some of these, adding icons, and one of them the global link. If I can go back a second, I can see. So it was Pokédex, card database, and TV episodes. So they got rid of Pokédex, so they still have TD, and they still have, this is TCG Online instead of card. But the other one that I had already forgotten the name of, Pokédex, is completely absent there now. But now it's Global Link. But I imagine at this point, the only difference is the starters here. I imagine I click the games, it's going to be the same website. Just the news is going to be more like connected to like whatever's recent at the time. You know, switch the professor from Rowan to Jupiter. Or, not Jupiter. Was Jupiter... Why can I not remember her name? It's Jupiter, right? No. I gotta look this up now. I feel like I'm wrong, and I'm right. It's like, I on the fly looking this up. It's Juniper. Juniper, not Jupiter. Oh wait, the old TV, or not TV, the old YouTube logo. Oh wait, Google, is that like Google Plus? And then like old Reddit and Twitter, and what even is that? Oh, that's I don't even. Oh, that's MySpace, and that's Dig. What's Dig? Oh boy, yeah, you got like old Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. I like these. I always like the old like Google and YouTube ones. But yeah, this is gonna be pretty much the same. So let's just check out these buttons and see what's different. Unfortunately, I didn't click them last time, so I can't really compare. So I'll just click Global Link. So Global Link, this is kind of cheating because it's not really the Pokemon website anymore. This is kind of its own website, and it's also just not gonna load. So yeah, that's cool. And then yeah, Pokemon TV. This is probably like the Pokemon TV website. Or no, it's just a white screen. Oh, no, it's just still Pokemon.com. Yeah, and then they're covering specific regions and whatnot. So it's like, yeah, they're just kind of whatever. I wonder if you were to click any of these and if they would just load. And it's also telling me I can play this game even though Maractus has no business in Generation 1. Yeah. And now I can't close it. Okay. So, yeah, that's it for this. And moving on to the next one. This is December 29th, 2013. The exact same thing as the other sites, just swapping it for Gen 6 starters. These starters here. And I imagine just video games in the works is just going to be identical to how it was before. Just now indicating the newer stuff. They didn't update the professor at all, but just updated the newer games. And more failed to load content, you know, newer news. And yeah, I'd imagine the Pokemon TV is probably updated to have... Oh no, I guess that anime didn't release yet, or they just don't have it here yet. I'm not too sure. I don't remember when the anime released. And also this Kalos book, I actually got this. I actually have this still. I actually have a... I don't... It's not the specific one. It's like a nice, like, hardcover copy of it. I got it as a gift when X and Y was new from a friend, and I didn't really look through it a whole lot, but it is like really high quality. But for that, that's like, honestly, that's it. These Pokemon sites had some cool stuff with them, and I'm sure I could find a lot more fun stuff, you know, digging into it and digging into the website. But I wanted to just kind of like cover the websites just a little bit, going through them all. I spent a lot more time on this because of just rambling about other stuff. I could just cover like a specific one and talk about one of them a lot more, but I want to like cover a lot of timelines or not timelines, a lot of like time frames and be like, okay, this out was early 2000s, late 2000s, but it just sucks because a lot of the Pokemon ones just they don't want to load at all. I don't know if it's because of bad archive or just because it's an older website, they don't load properly on newer computers, or just I'm doing something wrong and I can't get it to load properly. Maybe there's something that I could do, but it really sucks. There's not as much to really check out on these Pokemon sites as there is the Nintendo ones. Now, there's a lot to talk about, but and I'm sure I could dive into them a lot more because I didn't click every button. I didn't do everything I could be doing, but yeah, I just wanted to cover it a little bit, and yeah, that's pretty much just exploring some old Pokemon sites. Maybe I'll come back and check out, like, maybe cover a specific one, or maybe come back to it once I can get the other ones, the Diamond Pearl era ones working, or, check it up again, maybe if I can get some of the, images to load properly, or, most likely come back with just checking out a different company or, like, a different game series. But for that would be it, and I appreciate you taking the time to, look at these old websites with me. Thank you.